In this video, we're still going to continue yung practice natin sa sum and difference. So recall natin na yung sum and difference rule of differentiation ay ito. Alright? The derivative of f of x plus or minus g of x. Ayan. And by getting the derivative for this one, if you'd recall, ay yung derivative ng isa't isang mga given na terms. So is equal to the derivative of f of x plus or minus the derivative of g of x. Okay? So ganun lang yun. So dito, kung mapapapansin nyo, we're going to have an examples that is a given polynomials pero meron silang exponent. Just like what I said in the previous video about this one. Okay? So kapag kaya natin itong i-differentiate, kunwari, meron tayong the derivative of quantity x minus 3 times quantity 2x plus 4. Kung kaya natin itong i-differentiate yung naka-factor, okay, then paano naman kaya if we have this one? Okay? A given polynomial, sabihin natin x minus 3, pero meron siyang exponent. So, paano yun? Alright? So, does it apply to the other given polynomials na may exponent? Okay? With the use of this rule? The answer is, it depends. O, depende. Alright? Kasi, there are polynomials na naka-exponent na pwede mo siyang i-expand. Okay? And yung expansion na yun, it could be easy for you or not easy at all. Okay? So, eto, kapag yung exponent ng polynomial, okay, to be specific, binomial, ay at least 2, but at most, naka 4 or 3, then, for me, that's the easiest one. Because kapag more than 4 yung value ng exponent mo, that would be a different scenario. Why? Kasi dun, mahirapan ka na mag-expand kasi napakadami nun. Hence, you're going to use another rule for that, which I will discuss that in the future. What if meron akong ganito? I just say x, sabi natin x plus 5 raised to 1/2. So, meron kang exponent na ka-square root. Okay? Or, basically, exponent na ka-fraction. Kasi ito, kapag may fraction na ganito, ibig sabihin nun, naka-square root. Okay? Square root of x plus 5. Okay? Meron din ganito, 3x minus 4 raised to 3/4. Ibig sabihin nun, ito ay 4th root of the cube of 3x minus 4. Okay? So, kapag may nakitang ganitong exponent, dito pa lang, it's impossible to expand. It's impossible. Okay? Mahirap na yan pag i-expand mo siya. Okay? So, therefore, ano gagawin natin dito? You're going to use different rule. Ibang rule na yun. We're not going to use sum and difference rule of differentiation. So, for now, we are going to focus on two things. Okay? One is yung binomial na kung saan yung exponent niya ay from 2 to 3. And meron tayong given na trinomial na yung exponent niya ay hanggang 2. Okay? So that means our focus for today are the polynomials that have the exponents. So let's try this one. Okay. This one, we can apply sum and difference rule of differentiation dito. Okay? All we need to do is to basically, what do you call this one? Basically, we can just expand this. Okay? So, remember na kapag meron kang exponent sa isang given na polynomial, that indicates how many of them. So, kapag meron kang 2 na exponent na x minus 3, That means meron kang dalawang x minus 3. Kumbaga, x minus 3 raised to 2 is equal to quantity x minus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, dalawa sila. Okay? So, dito, we can expand this one by the use of FOIL method or an algebraic technique. So ito, kaya naman to ng FOIL method kung gusto nyo. Okay? But for me, I'm going to use an algebraic technique para dito. Okay? It involves 3 steps. Okay? 3 steps lang naman. Okay? Unang step is, square mo yung first term. Okay? So, saan si first term? Yung first term, siya yung nasa unahan, which is ito. This is the first. At yung dulo, siya si second term. Okay? So, yung first step mo is square the first term. The second step is you will have 2 times the first term times the second term. Okay? So, big sabihin nun, twice the product of the first term and the second term. Okay? Then, the last step is square mo yung second term. Okay? So, let's try it slowly. Now, go back to the first step. Square the first term. So, yung first term mo ay si x. So, big sabihin nun, i-square mo siya. Okay? So, that means we have x squared. Okay? Next, second step, 2 times the first term times the second term. So, ibig sabihin nun, we have 2 times yung first term, si x, times the second term, which is si negative 3. So, 2 times x times negative 3, we have negative 6x. Ayan. Then, lastly, yung third step is square mo si second term, which is si negative 3. So, we have the square of negative 3. So, the square of negative 3 is positive na. So, now we can add them together. I-add natin silang tatlo. Okay? So, if you're going to add them together, we will have x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay? Yan yung magiging resulta niya. Alright? By the way, if you're wondering, paano naging minus 6x pa rin kung i-add natin silang tatlo? So, ganito kasi mangyari dyan. Di ba, i-add natin lahat ng terms. So, we have x squared plus negative 6x plus 9. Remember, kapag may negative, tapos meron kang positive na operation, magiging negative to. So, hence, we will have x squared minus 6x instead. Ganun na siya. Alright? So, anyways, ito na yung expanded form mo. Hence, we will have the derivative of x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay? So, ganun lang yung technique, guys, ha? First step is square the first term. Second step is twice the product of the first term and the second term. Kumbaga, 2 times the first term times the second term. And lastly, tawag ito, i-square mo yung second term. Okay? So, ganun lang. Anyway, so we have this one. So, na yun, naka-expand na sila, which means lahat ng terms ay naka-separated either by addition or subtraction operation. So, we can now apply sum and difference rule of differentiation. So, we will have the derivative of x squared minus the derivative of 6x plus the derivative of 9. Okay? So, for the first term, so since meron tayong variable na x at mayroon tayong exponent na 2, so we will use power rule of differentiation. So, we will have 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So, 2 minus 1 is 1 or just simple as x. Minus derivative ng 6x, ang derivative ng 6x ay 6 lang. And lastly, plus derivative ng 9 kasi constant term lang siya, so magiging 0. Hence, we have 2x minus 6. Okay? This is now your final answer. Or pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. Okay? Kasi si 2x at saka si negative 6 are both divisible by 2. At yun yung greatest common factor nila. Hence, we can factor out 2 in this expression. So we will have 2 times quantity, x minus 3. So yan na yung final sagot na. That's it. Alright? That's how you basically do it. Kapag meron tayong given na polynomial na naka-exponent in which kaya natin siyang i-expand. Okay? So, basically, ang practice natin na yon is we will apply sum and difference, rule of differentiation sa mga algebraic expressions na may exponent na pwede natin silang i-expand. Alright? So let's have another example. Let's just say ito. Derivative ng 5x minus 2 raised to 2. Ito, expandable naman to. Okay, kaya naman tong i-expand. Okay? So I will apply yung yung algebraic technique na tinuro ko lang. Alright? So first step is square the first term. Okay? So yung first term mo ay si 5x. Okay? Siya si first term. So that means we will have 5x. I mean, the square of 5x. So we will have 25x squared. The second step, twice the product of the first term and the second term. Meaning, 2 times the first term times the second term. Ayan. So magiging 2 times yung first term mo, which is si 5x, times yung second term mo, which is si negative 2. Okay? So times negative 2. So 2 times 5x, 10x. Times negative 2x, 2x times negative 2, maging negative 20x. Ayan. Now, last step, which is yung third step natin ay square natin yung second term. Okay? So, yung second term natin ay si negative 2. So, hence, the square of negative 2 is positive 4. So, let's add them all together. So, pagka-add natin silang lahat, we will have 25x squared minus 20x plus 4. Ayan. So that's it. All right? Remember this. Remember these steps, huh? Okay. So in here, we can now apply sum and difference rule of differentiation. So meron tayo the derivative of 25x squared minus the derivative of 20. 20x pala, sorry. Plus the derivative ng 4. Okay? So now let's get the derivative of each of these terms. So first term, derivative ng 25x squared. Meron tayong constant at meron tayong algebraic expression na x squared. So we will have to bring out the constant na si 25 and kunin lang natin yung derivative ng katabi niya, which is x squared. Alright? So remember guys, yung tinuro ko na yung fourth basic rule of differentiation. If we have a term that has a constant and function, tapos kukunin mo yung derivative niya, therefore, huwag mong galawin si constant, galawin mo lang yung katabi niya. So that means, hindi ko gagalawin si 25, galawin ko lang si x squared. Okay? Next, si derivative ng 20x, ang derivative niya ay 20. And last but not the least, derivative ng 4, which is a constant term, siya ay 0. So let's continue pa. Kunin natin yung derivative ng x squared. So apply tayo ng power rule of differentiation. So magiging 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 or just simple as x na lang. Then ipag-combine natin si negative 20 at 0. So magiging negative 20 na siya. Alright? So let's go here on this side. Now let's simplify. 25 times 2 is 50x. Okay, 25 times 2 is 50. Okay, correct. Minus 20. Ayan. So, this is now your final answer. Or, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. We can do that. Alright? So, ito, si 50x at saka si negative 20, they are both divisible by 10. Okay? Kumbaga, yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa I see 10. Therefore, we can factor out 10 in this expression. So we will have 10 times quantity x minus sorry, minus 2. So yan na yung final sagot natin. See? It's easy. Now, how about this one? Meron tayong square ng isang binomial. Let me have 3x minus 4 squared. Tapos, meron tayong isa pang binomial, which is, sabihin natin 2x plus 1. Kaya ba itong i-expand sa tingin nyo? The answer is kaya pa. Actually, kaya pa to. Kaya pa itong i-expand. Okay? It's still easy to expand this one. Madali lang yan. Alright? So, anong gagawin natin muna? Una, i-expand natin itong binomial. Then after that, pag na-expand mo na si binomial, expand mo na silang lahat. Okay? So, let's take it slow. Una, let's expand 3x minus 4. Okay? Yung square ng 3x minus 4. So, remember, first step is square the first term, which is ito si 3x. Okay? So, square mo si 3x, magiging ano to? 9x squared. Next, the second step, twice the product of the first term times the second term. So that means we will have 2 times yung first term, 3x, times yung second term na si negative 4. So we will have negative 4. So 2 times 3x ay 6x. Times negative 4, magiging negative 24x. Yeah, okay. Now, let's proceed sa third step. Third step, which is the last step natin, ay square natin si second term. Okay? So, si second term, obviously si negative 4 yan. So, we're going to square it, magiging 16. So, let's add them together. So, ano nang resulta natin? So, we will have quantity 9x squared minus 24x plus 16 times quantity 2x plus 1. Ayan. Pero, ito lang na-expand na. Pero, hindi ibig sabihin nun, expand na lahat. Okay? So, paano ito mag-expand? So, gawin natin yung ginawa natin dun sa previous video. Kapag meron tayong trinomial at binomial, di ba? Kung naalala niyo yun, yung previous video na pinanood ko, yung tinuro ko. Okay? So, isulat natin sila. Okay? Ilagay ko sa unahan si 2x plus 1. Ilagay ko siya sa unahan. So, meron tayong 2x plus 1. Tapos, yun, meron tayong 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. So, anong gagawin natin kapag meron tayong binomial at meron tayong trinomial dito? We will manually expand them. Paano ulit ang manually expansion? Pili ka na ng isang polynomial. Mas maganda kapag yung simple looking, okay? Which is ito, si 2x plus 1, mas simple siya kaysa ito. Then after that, kung ano yung simpleng look or mukhang simple na polynomial, yung mga terms niya, which is si 2x at saka si 1, i-distribute natin sila sa other polynomial, which is ito, itong trinomial nito. So, let's begin. Okay? So, let's start with 2x. Distribute natin si 2x dito sa trinomial. 2x times 9x squared, magiging 18x cubed. Next, 2x times negative 24x, magiging negative 48x. The next, 2x times 16, magiging 32x. Okay? Next naman, si second term, si 1. Okay? And remember, as you proceed to the second term, saan tayo magsisimula? Sa ibabaw ng second term. Okay, sa ibabaw. So, 1 times 9x squared. So, meron tayong 9x squared. Wait lang, mali yata ako ng Wait lang guys ha. Wait lang. Wait lang 2 2x times 24x ay 48x squared. Sorry guys. X squared pala to. Forgive me. Anyways, let's proceed. Yun. So 9x squared. Okay. Next, 1 times negative 24x. So magiging negative 24x to. The next, 1 times 16. Meron tayong plus 16. Ayan. Now, let's add them together. So bring down 18x cubed. Ito naman, negative 48x squared plus 9x squared. I think this is 39x squared. Tama ba ako? 39x squared. Let me check nga. 48 minus 9. 18, 3, 9. Oh, tama ako. Sige. Just to be sure lang guys, paminsan I could be wrong in arithmetic. Anyways, let's proceed. Next here, 32 minus 24x. So this would be, this would be positive 8x. Okay? Kasi 24x plus 8x, magiging 32 siya. Tama ba? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 34. Okay. Then, let's bring down 16. And there we go. Naka-expand na siya. Okay? So, therefore, yung expanded form ng given polynomial natin ay ito na. 18x cubed minus 39x squared plus 8x plus 16. Yan. That's it. Okay? That's how you do it. Now, since all of them are expanded, we can now use sum and difference rule of differentiation. So we will have the derivative of 18x cubed minus the derivative of 39x squared plus the derivative of 8x, and lastly, the derivative of 16. Ayan na siya. So that's it. Now, we can differentiate each of these given terms. So let's start with the first term. We have a constant and algebraic function. Okay, so we will have 18 times the derivative of x cubed. Okay? The second term, ganun din. Meron tayong constant at isang algebraic function. So we will have minus 13 times the derivative of x squared. Okay? Then yung fourth term, derivative ng 8x ay C8. Then lastly, yung derivative ng 16, 0. Kasi constant term lang siya. Now, let's continue. Kunin natin yung derivative ng x cubed. So we will have 3x raised to 3 minus 1, which is magiging 2 yan, 3x squared, minus 39 times, eto, meron tayong x squared. So we will have 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1, or just simple as x. Then, let's copy the other terms. 8 plus 0. 8 plus 0 is still 8. So we can just remove 0. Now let's simplify. We have 18 times 3. Okay? 18 times 3x squared. So this would be 51x squared. Tama ba ako? Sorry na guys. So di ako perfecto. Check ko lang. 3 times 8. Ano 24 to? Galing ko talaga, no? 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5. Yan. 54x squared. Okay, there we go. 54x squared. Ayan. The next, ito, negative 39 times 2. So, ito naman, this would be negative 78x. Okay, negative 78x. All right. Then we have plus 8. Okay, check mo nga to. Sorry na guys Check ko lang to Negative 39 times 2. 18. 6, 7. Oh, tama pala ako. Okay. Now, this is now your final answer. Pwede na yan. Or, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. We can simplify this one actually. So, 54x squared, negative 78x, at saka C8. Three of them are not all divisible by 4. Pero both of them are, three of them are divisible by 2 instead. And yun yung greatest common factor nila, si 2. Okay? So, we can factor out si 2 rito. So, we will have 2 times quantity, 54 divided by 2. That would be like, that would be 27. Okay? 27x squared. Alright? Then ito, 78. Nakita ko to kanina, which is si 39x. And we have 4. That's it. Okay na, guys. So this is now your final answer. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I could be weak in arithmetic sometimes. All right? So anyways, that is now your final answer. Now, meron tayong given na isang polynomial. Binomial siya to be specific, pero yung exponent niya ay 3. So paano to? Was there a technique on this one? The answer is yes, there is. Okay? This one is still actually basic. Okay? So ito, there's a algebraic technique for a given cube binomial or cube of a binomial. So you have 4 steps. First step is i-cube mo yung first term. Second step is 3 times the square of the first term times the second term. Okay, kumbaga, thrice the product of the square of the first term and the second term. Okay? Third step is 3 times the first term times the square of the second term. So, ibig sabihin nun, this is thrice the product of the first term and the square of the second term. Then last step is i-square mo yung, i-cube mo yung second term. Remember, ito si first term at ito si second term. Okay? So, let's take it slow. First step, cube the first term. So, yung first term mo si 2x. So, i-cube natin siya. So, ang cube ng 2x ay 8x cube. Okay? Next, 3 times the square of the first term times the second term. So, we have 3 times the square of the first term, which is square ng 2x, times the second term, which is si negative 1. Okay? So, ito, we will have 3 times 4x squared. Kasi yan ang square ng 2x. Times negative 1. So, 3 times 4x squared, we have 12x squared. Times negative 1, so we have negative 12x squared. So, next, sa third step, so we have 3 times the first term, which is si 2x, times the square of the second term, which is si 1. Negative 1. Wait lang. There you go. So, in here, meron tayong 3 times 4x squared times square ng negative 1 ay positive 1. So, therefore, we have 3 times 4x squared times 1, which is 12x squared. Hindi, sorry. Mali pala ako. Wait, sorry. Mali ako. Mali pala ako. Sorry. 2x lang pala siya. Forgive me. Okay? Okay, parang na-square ko si 2x at saka si negative 1. Sorry, guys. 3 times 2x times positive 1. Ayan. Forgive me, guys. Forgive me. So anyways, 3 times 2x times 1, this is 6x. And now, lastly is, let's now cube the the second term. So ang cube ng negative 1 ay negative 1 pa rin. Okay? So let's add them together. So meron na tayong the derivative of 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. Ayan. So yun na yung expanded form ng cube of 2x minus 1. Ayan na siya. So that's it. Right? That's how you do it. Now, we can differentiate each of the given terms here. Okay? So we have the derivative of 8x cubed minus the derivative of 12x squared plus the derivative of 6x, wait lang, nakalimutan lagyan ng parentheses. Okay? Then, lastly, minus the derivative of 1. Okay? That's it. So, dahil dyan, wala na akong space, I'm gonna erase this one. Alright? I-erase ko lang to. Yung sagot lang. Pero hindi yung mga steps. Para at least may idea kayo. Or may time kayo at least kumopya. Or at least screenshot. Anyways, let's proceed. So, derivative ng 8x cubed. Meron tayong constant at algebraic function. So, we will have 8 times the derivative of x cubed. Minus, okay, ganun din. Meron tayong constant at algebraic function which is 12 and x squared respectively. So we will have minus 12 times the derivative of x squared. The next, ito sa third term, derivative ng 6x, madali lang, 6. The next derivative ng 1 ay 0. Okay? So let's simplify pa. Oh, wait, sorry, let's continue pa. Kunin natin derivative ng x cubed. So this is 3x raised to 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Alright? Minus 12 times the derivative of x squared. So this is 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 or as simple as x. Then here, 6 minus 0 is still 6. Now we can simplify further. 8 times 3 is 24x squared minus 12 times 2x. This is negative 24x. Teka lang negative 24x plus 6. So this is now your final answer. Okay? Or pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. Pwede pa. Okay? Kasi in here, 24x squared, negative 24x, at saka si 6, three of them are both are all divisible by 6. So that, so greatest common factor nila, si 6. Okay? So, we can factor 6 in this expression. So, meron tayong 6 times quantity, 4x squared, minus 4x plus 1. Okay? And, I think pwede pa tong i-simplify. Pwede pa to. Okay? Bakit? Kasi ito factorable to. Si 4x squared minus 4x plus 1, factorable yan. And how do I know that? Okay? Well, I will factor it out. Okay? So, let's take it slow kasi para at least may learning kayo. So, ito, factorable to. Okay? I will apply one of the factoring method na favorite ko, which is slide and divide method. Okay? Slide and divide method. Okay? So, palit lang ko ng color pen or pen color pala. So, di ba meron tayong 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Okay? So, we will use slide and divide method. So, ang gagawin ko is that yung coefficient ng x squared, i-multiply ko yan dito sa constant term. Okay? So, I will have x squared minus 4x plus 1 times 4. Kumbaga like, minove ko si 4 sa 1. Yan ang ginawa ko. Alright? So, sa slide and divide method, first step is, yung coefficient mo sa x squared, itapat mo siya sa 1. So, therefore, meron tayong x squared minus 4x plus 1 times 4. Okay? So, multiply mo si 1 times 4. So, we will have x squared minus 4x plus 4. Ayan. Now, after that, let's factor this out. Okay, i-factor natin ito. Ito, ang, para may idea kayo, focus kayo sa constant term. Ngayon, think of the two factors na pag minultiply mo sila, ito yung resulta, and pag inadd mo silang dalawa, ito ang resulta. Ulitin ko, focus ka sa constant term. Then, think of the two factors na ang resulta niya ay si positive 4. At pag i-add mo yung dalawang factors na yon, ang sagot ay si negative 4. Okay? Which is yung coefficient ng second term. So, pwede ako magkaroon ng negative 2 at saka si negative 2. Kasi negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, which is tama. Okay, dapat positive 4. Ngayon, try ko siyang i-add. Negative 2 plus negative 2, which is the same as negative 2 minus 2. So, negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4, which is the same as sa negative 4. Therefore, yung factors mo ay si negative 2 at negative 2. Therefore, you will have x minus 2 times x minus 2. Okay? That's it. Okay, yun lang. Okay? So, you have this one. Si x minus 2. X minus 2. Si negative 2 and negative 2. Okay? So, yun na yung factors mo dito sa expanded form. Alright? Pero hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay? Hindi pa tayo tapos. Alright? Since kasi magkaparehas sila ng polynomial kasi may x minus 2 at x minus 2, so pag imumultiply mo yung magkaparehas na polynomial, anong ibig sabihin? Okay? Parang ganito lang yun eh. X times x, okay, is the same as x raised to 1 plus 1. Gets niyo ako? Ito, yung exponent ni x rito ay si 1. At exponent rin nito ni x ay 1 din. Kapag may nakita kang x, tapos parang wala kang nakita na exponent, meron siyang exponent which is 1. So if you're going to multiply two the same bases, okay, then ito yung magiging resulta niya. Bigyan kita ng isa pang example. X squared times x raised to 3. Okay? So we have the same base. Okay? So magiging x raised to 2 plus 3. So i-relate natin siya dito. Meron tayong x minus 1 times x minus 1. So since yung exponent ni x minus 1 ay 1, at ganun din rito, 1 din siya, therefore we will have x minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay? Ganun lang yun. Okay? So actually, this is what? The first law of exponent. Or I don't know if it's the first law, ha? Pero basically, this is one of the laws of exponent na dapat yung alamin. Okay? So, meaning, dito, since meron tayong x minus 2 at x minus 2 at meron silang exponent na 1, therefore, kung imumultiply mo sila, we will have x minus 2 raised to 2. Okay? Yun na yun. Pero here's the thing, hindi pa tayo tapos pa. Remember that we slide 4 sa 1, di ba? Naalala nyo yun? Si 4, si 1. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin? Ang gagawin natin is we will divide the number, which is ito si negative 2, by 4. So, negative 2 divided by 4, anong sagot mo? X minus 1 half. Okay? Pero, ayaw mo ng fraction. Like, mas maganda na hindi to fraction. Okay? I mean, basically, di ba pag dinivide mo ng 2 all over 4, maging 1 half yan. So, naka-fraction siya. So, kapag naka-fraction, ang gagawin mo? Ilipat mo yung denominator sa x. Kumbaga like, ilagay mo si 2 katabi ng x. So we will have 2x minus 1 raised to 2. Yan na yung factored form niya. That's it. Okay? So therefore, we have, wait lang palitan ko lang ng pen color. So we have 6 times the square of 2x minus 1. So yun na yung sagot natin. This is the simplified form of our answer. That's it. Yun lang. Yun lang naman yung gagawin ninyo. Alright? Expand and simplify. Ayan. Yun lang guys. It's actually, easy. Alright? Yun lang naman. So we have 2 more examples. Okay? So this is the second to the last example. So, derivative nito. How about this one? Meron tayong 3x raised to 2 times the cube of 2x minus 5. Is it still possible to expand? The answer is yes. Kaya pa tong i-expand. Alright? So ito, we can, what? Expand this one first. Okay? Kasi kapag meron kang nakitang isang term, like isang term lang tapos naging coefficient siya sa isang polynomial, which is ito, una, ang gawin mo, i-expand mo muna to kung hindi pa siya naka-expand. Tapos after that, i-distribute mo itong si 3x squared dito. Okay? Kapag na-expand mo na yung katabi niya. Pero ito, hindi pa to expanded. So we need to expand 2x minus 5 raised to 3. So, ano ulit yung mga steps? Di ba 4 steps yun? First step is cube the first term. Okay? Sorry, nalagay ko na agad yung sagot eh. Cube the first term. Yung first term mo ay si 2x. Okay? Then second term mo ay si negative 5. So, we have 2x raised to 3. So, anong cube ng 2x? So, we have 8x raised to 3. Okay? Next, the second step, thrice the product of the square of the first term times the second term. Okay? Kumbaga, 3 times the square of first term times the second term. So, we have 3 times yung first term mo, which is si 2x, naka-square siya, times the second term, which is si 5. So, square mo si 2x, magiging ano to? 4x squared. Ayan. Now, we can multiply them. 3 times 4x squared, this is 12x squared. Times negative 5, this is negative 60x squared. Okay? So, now let's proceed to the third step. 3 times the first term times the square of the second term. So, we have 3 times yung first term mo, which is 2x, times the square of negative 5. So, ang mangyari dyan, we will have 3 times 2x times positive 25. Yan yung magiging resulta niya. Okay? So, 3 times 2x is 6x. So, 6x times 25, if I am correct, this would be 150x. Let me check na. 6 times 25. Okay? 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3, 150. Okay, tama. Alright? That's good. So now let's proceed to the fourth term. So fourth step pala. Fourth step is i-cube natin yung second term, which is cube ng negative 5. So this is negative 125. Now, we can add them together. So pag i-add mo sila, we have 8x cubed minus 60x squared plus 150x minus 125. Ayan na siya. So that's it. Now, what we can do here is we can apply sum and difference rule of differentiation. So na yun, pwede ko na itong tanggalin. Okay, I hope na maalala niyo to, ha? Okay, so goodbye. So, teka lang pala guys. I forgot something pala. Wait. Sorry. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Why? Bakit? Na-expand lang natin yung cube ng isang binomial, pero hindi pa natin na-distribute si 3x squared. Sorry guys, nakalimutan ko. Ayan, there we go. So, di ba kanina sabi ko, i-expand muna natin to. Di ba? Tapos ito, hayaan mo muna natin siya. So, na-expand na siya. Now, what we can do is we will distribute 3x squared to this expression. So, anong mangyayari dyan? So, we will have the derivative of 3x squared times 8x cubed. This is 24x raised to 5. Next, 3x squared times negative 60x squared. Magiging negative 180x raised to 4. Okay, tama ako. Next, 3 times 150x. This would be 45, tama to eh. 45, 450 x squared pala, x cubed pala. Tama ba ako? 150 times 3. Sorry na guys. 0, 15, 3, 4. Okay, tama ako. So, we have 450 x cubed. The next, last but not the least, which is ito. Alright? So, 3x squared times negative 125. Sige, solve ko na nga lang rito para di na mahirapan. So, negative 125 times 3. 3 times 5, 15. Carry 1. 3 times 2, 6 plus 1, 7 times 3. Times 1, 3. So, we have negative 375 x squared. Ayan siya. So, medyo pahaba-haba tayo ng numbers, which is good kasi pang-practice na rin to. And that's it. Yun lang. Now, we can differentiate each of the given terms. So, meron na tayong derivative ng 24x raised to 5 minus derivative ng 180x raised to 4 plus derivative ng 450x cubed and minus derivative ng 375x squared. That's it. Now, let's differentiate them one by one. So, sa first term, meron tayong constant at algebraic function. So, huwag natin galawin si constant at i-differentiate natin yung katabi niya, which is si x raised to 5. Ganun din, sa second term, meron tayong constant at algebraic function. So, 180 times the derivative of x raised to 4. Plus, ganun din sa third term, 450 times the derivative of x cubed. And last but not the least, minus ito, ganun din. Meron kang constant at algebraic function na x squared. So, magiging minus 375 times the derivative of x squared. That's it. So, now, we can differentiate them continuously. So, ito, 24 times. Ito, meron tayong x raised to 5. So, variable na may exponent. So, therefore, we will use power rule of differentiation. So, magiging 5x raised to 5 minus 1. So, 5 minus 1 is 4. Minus 180 times. Ganun din, we will use power rule of differentiation kasi meron siyang variable na may exponent. So, magiging 4x raised to 4 minus 1. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. Alright? Ano pa? Plus 450 times the derivative of x cubed. Ganun pa rin. Power rule of differentiation. So, 3x raised to 3 minus 1. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. And last but not the least, minus 375 times the derivative of x squared. So, ganun pa rin. So, we have 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So, 2 minus 1 is 1. Or yun na lang. Now, let's simplify. Okay? So, 24 times 5, I think that would be 24 times 5. Hold on. Isulat ko na lang rito para mas madali na. 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, 12. So 120. So we have 120 x raised to 4. All right. Next, negative 180 times 4. So 180 times 4, we have 0. 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 1, 4 plus 3, 7. So we have minus 720 x cubed. Okay. So ito, meron tayo 450 times 3 x squared. So 450 times 3, meron tayong 0 times 3 times 5, magiging 15, carry 1. 3 times 4, 12, plus 1, 13. So meron tayong 1,350 x squared. Alright? And last but not the least, ito, si 375, okay, times 2. So we have 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 7, 14, plus 1, 15. 2 times 3, 6, plus 1, 7. Okay, so we have minus 750x. All right, so this is now your final answer. Or pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. Kung i-simplify natin to actually, di ba meron tayong 120x raised to 4, negative 120x cubed, 720x cubed, tapos meron tayong positive 1,350x squared, at saka si negative 750 times x. So, all of these terms are divisible by 30x. Okay? At yun yung greatest common factor nilang apat. Greatest common factor nila ay si 30x. So, we can factor out 30x dito. So, mangyari dyan is we will have 30x times 4x cubed minus 24x squared plus, plus 45x. Tama ba? Okay, 45x. No. Okay, tama. 45x minus 25. Ayan. So, yun. That's it. Okay? That's your final answer. All right? So, let's now proceed to the last example. So, ngayon, dito naman tayo. So, we have the derivative of the cube of 2x 2x squared plus 3x plus 5. Ay, bakit cube? Square pala to. Square. Ayan. So, we have the square of 2x squared plus 3x plus 5. So, paano to? Is there a technique dito? The answer is yes. You can either use yung ginawa kong method noon, yung tinuruan kong method noon, yung lattice method, pwede rin yun. Okay, kasi ito, remember, kapag meron kang exponent na 2 sa isang polynomial, ibig sabihin nun meron kang dalawang given na polynomial na ganito. So it means the square of 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 is equal to quantity 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 5. Pwede rin ito. You can use lattice method na tinuruan ko or manual expansion. Okay? Or meron yung algebraic technique. There's an algebraic technique for this one. So, ano yung algebraic technique nito? Okay? So, kunwari meron tayong the square of x plus y plus z. Kunwari lang Si x, siya yung first term mo. Si y, siya yung second term mo. At saka si z, siya yung third term mo. So, ito yung magiging formula niya. So, this is x squared plus y squared plus z squared plus 2xy plus 2zy plus 2xz. Yun ang formula. Okay? So, let me rewrite it this way. Ito ay square ng first term, square ng second term, square ng third term, tapos dito naman, twice the product of the first term and the second term. Next, twice the product of the second term or, sige, pwede na yan. Second term times the third term. By the way, pwede sila mag-interchange ng position It's okay. Alright? Plus, twice the product of the first term and the third term. Okay? Yung third term mo ay z. So, palitan ko na lang ng position para di lang kayo magkalito. So, this is 2yz. Ayan. So, yun yung gagamitin yung formula pagdating sa square ng trinomial. Okay? So, that's it. Okay? Yun lang naman. So, let's try to apply it here. Okay? Or para sure kayo, try nyo ng manual expansion or lattice method or lattice method kung ano mang tawag nyo dyan. Okay? Para tingnan natin kung tama siya. Alright? So, let's go straight to the point. Okay? First, square natin si first term. So, yung first term natin dito ay si 2x squared. Okay? Siya si first term. 3x si second term. Si 5 siya si third term. So, let's square the first term. So, kung i-square natin si 2x squared, ang mangyari dyan, we will have 4x raised to 4. Plus, i-square natin yung second term. So, i-square natin si 3x. So, we will have 9x squared. Okay? Next, si third term. Okay? Which is si 5, i-square mo. Okay? So, we have 25. Okay? Next step, 2 times the first term times the second term. So, 2 times 2x squared times the second term, 3x. So, 2 times 2x squared, this is 4x squared. Ngayon, 4x squared times 3x, meron tayong 12x cubed. Okay, 12x cubed. Hence, meron tayong answer ng 12x cubed. Plus, dito naman tayo sa fifth step. Okay, 2 times the second term, 3x, times the third term, si 5. 2 times 3x, this is 6x. And 2 times 5 is 30x. Okay? So therefore, meron tayong 30x. And lastly, sa last step, 2 times the first term, 2x squared, times the third term, si 5. So 2 times 2x squared, this is 4x squared. And 2 times 4x squared times 5 ay 20x squared. So, meron na tayong, tama ba? Wait lang. Baka mali na naman ako pagka-input. Okay, tama nga. So, we have 20x squared. Ayan. So, that's it. Okay na. See? Straight to the point. Okay? Straight to the point. Applicable lang to kapag merong exponent yung trinomial na 2. Okay? The square of trinomial lang ang applicable dito. Okay? You can use lattice method or lattice method rather or manual expansion nito para tingnan natin kung tama tayo. Alright? Anyways, let's now proceed. Okay? Ibura ko lang ito. Hindi, actually, wag na lang. Ano na lang, ang gagawin ko is, i-copy ko na lang to dito sa baba. Kumbaga parang continuation. Okay? So, ilagay natin dito. That's it. So, before anything else, let's combine similar terms. Kasi merong terms dito na magkapare-parehas. We have 9x squared, we have 12x squared, and we have 20x squared. So, let's combine them. Okay? Nagtaka rin ako. Bakit parang walang x cubed dito, no? Wait lang Nagtaka ako Wait lang. I just want to be sure na tama ako. Okay? So, punta tayo rito kanina, dito sa 2 times the first term times the second term. Okay? 2 times the first term, 4x squared siya, di ba? Times the second term, 3x. Mali ako. This is x cubed. Mali pala ako. Sorry. X squared. Okay, x cubed pala to, guys. Sorry. Naka-cube pala to. Ayan. Sorry guys. 2 times the second term at third term. Ganun pa rin. Okay, wala pa rin pinangbago. Tapos, sa last step, 2 times the first term. Tapos sa third term. First term, third term. Ganun pa rin. Okay, walang binagbago. Tama naman sila. Okay. So yun. Now, we can combine similar terms. Sorry guys, titingnan ko lang kung tama talaga ako. Especially sa pag-input. Alright? So, we can combine 9x squared at saka si 20x squared. So, we will have 4x raised to 4 plus 29x squared. So, plus 25 plus 12x cubed plus 30x. So, okay na to. Okay? Okay na to. Then we can differentiate it. Pero kung gusto mo i-arrange to accordingly and properly, kumbaga like meron kasi itong proper arrangement sa polynomial. Okay? So kung gusto mo ng proper arrangement, then there's also no problem. Okay? Ang proper arrangement ng polynomial is descending order ng exponent. So kumbaga, from a term that has the highest exponent up to the term na walang exponent. Okay? So we will arrange them accordingly sa kanilang exponents. Okay? So dapat from highest exponent to lowest exponent. Highest si 4x raised to 4. Second highest si 12x cubed. Okay? Third highest si 29x squared. Fourth highest si 30x. And yung last highest or kumbaga yung pinaka lowest ay si 25. Okay? Wala siyang exponent dito. Okay? So now we can differentiate them one by one. So we have 4x raised to 4 plus the derivative of 12x raised to 3 plus the derivative of 29x squared plus the derivative of ang haba naman ito. Basta, yeah, i-differentiate mo lang yung kada term. Yeah, 30x. Plus the derivative of 25. Ayan. There we go. Now we can differentiate them one by one. Okay? So that's it. So na yun, sa first term, meron tayong constant at algebraic na function. So we will have 4 times the derivative of the algebraic function na si x raised to 4. Ganon din sa second term, meron tayong constant at algebraic function. So we will have 12 times the derivative of x cubed. Okay? Then next, ganon din sa third term, magiging 29 times the derivative of x squared. Okay? Dito sa fourth term, madali lang. Derivative ng 30x ay si 30 mismo. And last but not the least, derivative ng 25, which is a constant term. So this is 0. Now let's differentiate continuously. So 4 times derivative ng x raised to 4, we will use power rule differentiation. Magiging 4x raised to 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay? So sa second term, ganun din. Okay, we will do the same thing. So we will have 3x raised to 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay? So ganun din sa third term, 24 times. Okay, we have 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 or as simple as x. Then we have 30 plus 0, so magiging 30 na lang siya. Now let's simplify further. 4 times 4x cubed, we have 16x cubed. Next, 3 times 12x squared, 12 times 3x squared, meron tayong 36x squared. Next, 24 times 2x, we have 48x. Then lastly, we have 30. So this could be now your final answer. Or pwede pa natin itong i-simplify. 16x cubed, 36x squared, 48x at 30 are all divisible by 2. At yan yung greatest common factor nilang lahat, si 2. So we can now factor out 2 here. So we will have 2 times quantity, 8x cubed, plus ito 36, 18 to, 18x squared, plus 24x, plus 15. Okay? So we can now leave this as our final answer. So that's it. There we go. So we are now done in this practice. So you see, dito, kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga exponent na binibigay ko hanggang 2 lang or 3, di ba? Kasi kapag sa trinomial, kapag meron kang exponent na 3, mahihirapan kayo, mahaba yung expansion niya. Okay? So, sa mga ganong type na algebraic expressions na may mataas na na exponent katulad nito, I'm gonna give you some examples. Kunwari, ito, x minus 3 raised to 10, hindi natin kaya to kasi ang haba. Kung kaya nyo, no problem. Pero mahaba na yung gagawin ninyo. Okay? Especially kapag x minus 4 raised to, sabihin natin, uh, raised to 3/4. Ito, meron tong exponent na naka-fraction. So, hindi kayang i-expand. So, that's already a what? Different scenario na. Especially x minus 3 times the square root of 2x minus 1. Ito, iba na yan. Hindi mo na siya kayang i-expand. Okay? You can't. Alright? You cannot do that. Okay? So, sa mga polynomials na may malalaking exponent, hindi lang binomial ha, kundi yung mga iba pa, mga trinomial, katulad nito, 2x plus, 2x squared plus 10x plus 9 raised to 4. Hala, how will you expand this one? Kung i-manual expansion mo to, mahaba yan. 'Di ba? So it's very long. Okay? That's why yung mga kaya-kaya lang nating gawin, yun lang natin expand. Okay? Especially ito. Ito, let's just say x squared minus 1, x squared minus 1 times quantity x squared plus 4 plus 4x pala to. 4x plus 13. Wait lang yun. 4x plus 13 raised to 4. Mahaba to. Paano mo to i-expand? Mahaba yan. So ito, ituturo ko to sa inyo in the future. Alright? Especially yung product rule of differentiation. It plays a big role dito. Okay? So ngayon, here's the thing na i-discuss natin sa susunod. What if meron siyang negative exponent? Tulad nito. X minus 2 raised to negative 2. Pwede ba tong i-expand? Pwede naman, pero paano mo nga lang siyang i-differentiate? Kasi ito, remember, a term or anything that has a negative exponent, tapos gusto mo siyang positive, magiging reciprocate niya, 1 all over x raised to n. So that means ito magiging 1 all over the square of x minus 2. So paano mo to i-expand? Madali lang to. I-expand mo lang siya. So meron tayong 1 all over. Ang expansion ng x minus 2 square ay x squared minus 4x plus 4. Pero here's the thing. Paano mo siya i-differentiate? O diba? How? So ito, hindi kaya. Pero, meron bang possibility na pwedeng gamitin ng sum and difference rule of differentiation kapag meron tayong polynomial na naka-negative? The answer is yes, it's still possible. Especially kapag naka-fraction siya, yes, possible na possible yun. Pwede. You can. Yun yung i-discuss natin sa susunod. Okay? We will discuss yung mga rational expression kasi ang tawag dito, ito yung mga polynomials na nasa numerator or nasa denominator or both of them. Ang tawag sa kanila ay rational expression. Okay? So, the next video, ang i-discuss natin is application ng sum and difference, rule of differentiation na meron tayong given na rational expression or polynomials na may negative exponent. Okay? Yung mga kayang gamitin ng sum and difference rule of differentiation kapag meron tayong ganitong given. Otherwise, we will use different rule of differentiation, which is yung quotient rule of differentiation, which is sa susunod pa natin yan i-discuss. Okay? So yun lang naman. I hope you have learned something in this video. See you